confused poles and holes. Poles and holes. Pose going holes, not holes and poles. Don't call it grooming, even when I'm cooming. My wang is out in meetings even while I'm zooming, because it's Poles and Holes Month. Poles and Holes Month. Welcome to Pride Month here on Grunt Speak Live, episode 145, shot entirely on location in the seventh circle of hell, known as Joe Biden's America. I am the technological terror that is Toxic Male, and that monstrous, maniacal mountain of mantastical man-meat is Terrence Pop.
I wouldn't go about the man-meat thing.
Well, I was, tongue twisters.
I don't have dimensional lumber. I just have normal equipment. So it is what it is.
Well, it is cause for celebration because Johnny Depp won.
Oh, my God. That was glorious. I mean, listen. All right. I didn't watch the whole thing. All right.
It's hours and hours.
I just don't have that kind of time. All right. I answer emails. I respond to comments. I'm checking multiple channels. I'm uploading to 5 different alt tech channels that are minuscule, really small, but still worth the effort because, this is a fucking info war.
Yes.
And that's what I fucking do. And I'm going to tell you this right now. I hope that she is made completely penniless. She hits the bottom. She realizes her fucking mistake, does the right thing, and gets on with her life. I do not want to see her life completely fucking ruined. I don't want to see anyone's life get ruined like that unless she kills somebody.
Then it is what it is.
That's different. All right. Now, this is like a national lesson. One for men and the other one for women. The one for men is it takes $6 million fucking dollars and 6 goddamn years for all of this bullshit testimony and court bullshit in 2 different fucking countries before he got his fucking justice. Women, on the other hand, let this be a warning to you. If you're going to make these fucking accusations and you don't have any fucking proof, you deserve to get sued into the fucking Stone Age. Because this has the potential to ruin not just the guy's present, but it'll stick with him like a chain around his neck for the rest of his motherfucking life.
Yep.
All right, and listen, I hope that we have more people suing fucking over shit like this. And it's an absolute shame that if that were to happen, you have to spend a minimum of $300 an hour on a fucking bargain basement attorney just so you get your day in court, you get your pound of flesh and your justice. That's fucking wrong.
That's why we have administrative violence.
That's right.
That's why it's completely necessary. Because as a woman in this country, you can allege whatever you want. Mm-hmm. And you can have a man completely crucified in the court of public opinion. Facts be damned, logic be damned. There are still women standing up for her.
Yeah, I know.
Claiming that she absolutely told the truth and this is a miscarriage of justice.
And I got on those Facebook pages after the verdict was out and I left hilarious comments.
Yep. And
there was no swearing or attacking,
No.
Because I don't want Facebook to ban me for a 4th time.
Yeah.
So I've lost 3 Facebook pages.
I think that's enough for now.
Yeah, I'm good.
But we are going to get more into that later.
That's a nice one.
Yeah, it is.
I can't afford that.
First things first, because this is a Confused Poles and Holes month, we have to talk about this post here because this is hysterically funny. This was a real Pride Month post from a company, and yeah, they deleted it fast. This comes from Everyman Jack on Twitter. Pride is a time to celebrate the LGBTQ WTF-LOL community and continue the push for a world filled with equality, freedom, justice, and inclusivity. In big letters, groom with pride.
Yeah, I made the mistake in 2000, I think it was 17. I planned 2 days off after we did our AT in Maryland.
Yeah.
We went to Baltimore. And it just happened to be gay pride, whatever. And I did not know this was happening. And I caught so much shit for it. It was insane. But you can't get mad. I didn't get mad. I rolled with the punches. They tore me apart, and we all laughed about it. but it really worried me because that was gay pride.
Yep.
Now they dropped the gay and they taken over just pride.
Yeah, and now it's a whole month.
Yeah.
Yeah, because did we have straight Pride Month or anything?
Yeah. Do we have like normal average Joe Day?
You bring that up to these people, you know what they say? Every other day is normal average Joe Day. And you know what I have to say to that?
Fuck you.
Right.
Just saying. Just saying.
Yeah, Dr. Evil, that's going to be famous. That guy's famous forever. For that.
I never thought I'd see truth in advertising, though. In the age of, hashtag me poo and the woke-tastic shenanigans.
In that company, I can almost guarantee you the guy who put that together is against all of this shit. And he did that on purpose. He's probably fired.
Nice.
But you know what? We let them have gay marriage. What was that, 10, 15 years ago? I don't remember.
It was like 2015.
Yeah, that was the inch they fought tooth and nail for.
Yep.
Now they're taking the whole fucking pie.
That's all we want.
And they want to groom your kids.
Yep.
For bullshit. I mean, this is serious goddamn business.
Yep.
This is your fucking kids, man. Wake the fuck up.
And, they always say, well, the slippery slope thing is a fallacy. Is it?
No.
Because we're seeing it every day.
It's mission creep.
And it's getting slipperier and slipperier because these y'all can't seem to stop wanking yourselves, and it's all slickery with bazooka juice and snot.
Yeah, listen, dudes. You need to pour yourself 2 shots because this is going to be hilarious.
I'm going to drink this one for Johnny Depp. In fact, I might even pour one out for the poor souls in California stand paying $8 a gallon.
All right, so I put this out in Pops Preppers in the newsletter. If you're not a member of Pops Preppers, just send an email to redonkulas12@gmail.com, and I will forward it to the Pops Prepper email address, and I'll put you on the list. And the way the newsletter works is I add the current information at the bottom so you can read all of the old newsletters ahead of it. Okay, and it's even got the mission statement in there. But $6 a gallon is the breaking point where you start to really negatively impact the middle class and lower.
Yep. Well, that's exactly what this is. I mean, when you look at levels of inflation like this, and then you compare, I mean, it's a de facto tax on the lower and working classes.
Correct.
That's what inflation is.
Correct.
People who are in Joe Biden's echelon, who have tangible assets that appreciate with inflation, they're not hurt by this at all. They just get richer on paper.
Correct. And listen, I don't have a problem if somebody makes enough money to be called a billionaire. Okay, I this is the way our system works. I don't want to turn them into a villain, but a lot of these people, when they get to the billionaire mark or the hundreds of millions mark, they literally adopt this mindset that they're better than you.
Yep.
And they think they know what's best for you and everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, like Bill Gates, that motherfucker built computers and put together the operating system for him, and he's made billions upon billions of fucking dollars.
Yeah.
What the fuck qualifies him to start screwing around with vaccines and food and all the other fucking horse shit? That is wrong. We need to fucking stop that.
Yeah. But according to the
like that
leftoids and the talking heads and the big square box, I'm supposed to listen to him when he spouts off at the mouth about shit like that. Joe Rogan, he's a conspiracy theorist, doesn't know what the hell he's talking about, even though he interviews experts who actually invented the technology that Pfizer has sold for over $40 billion.
Speaking of conspiracy theories, not this Tuesday, but the following Tuesday, we're covering conspiracy theories.
Yes,
like
we are.
Benghazi, Vegas,
and we're bringing
9/11.
Senior Airman Richard Fitzwell is going to be here on the show for
and
that.
he has a guest he wants to bring in too.
Yep. And next Tuesday, we want to know about your Crimson Capsule journeys, your Red Pill journeys. We're going to have Red Pill Rhino with us on the show next Tuesday. Or this coming Tuesday, rather. Mm-hmm. And we want to hear about your journeys, man. What brought you here? What's your favorite kind of content?
Yeah.
What have you learned? And most importantly, I think, because a lot of people can identify with this, what was your tipping point?
Yeah.
Because there's always that one lesson that really, really sucked to learn.
the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yep, and it shoves you in that direction, and then you find this content, and you just start soaking it up like a sponge.
But my thing is this, like, after my divorce, and I realized how valueless I was and how fucking horribly I was treated. So, and, the Constitution is supposed to apply for everyone, but not in family court. It doesn't.
Yeah.
They took my kids, turned me into a homeless bum. I mean, literally royally fucked me hard. And I had to.
We got dinner first.
I had to fight my way back out. And listen, I talk about this in my book, The Warrior's Way and Soldier Soul. Is I've been thrown into the pit of mediocrity so many times I can't remember. And each and every time I crawled out kicking and screaming, most of the time covered in my own fucking blood. That's what men do when they're hit with fucking crazy adversity. You got to fight your way out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, because this is not a system that, well, at its inception, the idea was equality for everyone.
Yeah.
Over time, it has become equality for everyone if you can afford it.
Correct.
Equality for everyone only if, which is how you say, women take wedding vows now. Only if. It reminds me of that British show, Chewing the Fat. The chick who thinks, oh, yes, I think I can smell shite. She's sitting in a wedding, and they're up there, and like, do you promise to take her forever and ever until death do you part? Yes, I do. And all of a sudden, you just hear...
Did I still make that show?
Oh, no, it's over. But, it's so fucking funny. Oh, the British, they do know their comedy. Unfortunately...
their comedy's weird.
It is. It's dry.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love a good dry comedian, but...
You got to have that sarcastic edge. You got to. It's like you're the dog on the RCA Victor records. You got to tilt your head a little bit. You just got to listen carefully.
Yep.
But Steve Malloy at Junk Science on Twitter, he's listening here. Obama Biden plan to hike gas prices to European levels on schedule. December 12, 2008, Obama Energy Secretary Stephen Chu says gas prices need to rise to European levels over 15 years. Boom. Gas prices at $8 a gallon in California stand May 30th.
And what they don't understand, right, is these gas prices are going to reflect how much it's going to fucking cost for you to heat your goddamn house.
Yep.
These fees and costs are going to go up for your electricity.
For shipping, for food,
everything. Everything is fucked. In my personal opinion, trucking companies need to stay out of fucking California. Just let them fucking starve.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Can anybody go for some mean tweets and cheap
I mean,
gas right about now?
Like the people in California are basically, they hate the rest of the country and they shit on everyone at every chance they get.
Oh, yeah.
We need to say, you know what? You figure it out for yourselves then.
Yeah. But for some reason, even though they're completely screwed and like 40% of their youth identifies as trenders now because it's totally something you're born with, right? It's totally not a psychosis, even though you can literally break this down on a regional basis.
Are you talking the metaphysical argument?
Yeah.
They were born that way.
Yeah. For some reason, the rest of us need to strive to be like them. No. We would like your climate, but, the shitting on the streets, the needles, the poo finder apps.
The countless homeless.
The countless homeless, the illegal immigration, the exorbitant regulations and taxation. No, you can keep all that shit.
And the crime.
Yeah, and the crime.
Yeah, fuck California stand.
Yeah, crime is essentially legal now in California unless you do it to one of the upper 1% that they claim to be fighting against with these policies.
It's very close in Chicago.
Yep.
Baltimore, Atlanta, Georgia. I mean, there's all kinds of crazy shit going on.
Pick any leftoid hellhole.
Yep.
And look at its crime levels, especially since 2020.
There you go.
Yeah. I haven't seen things go north that fast since, yeah. You hear stories about 18-year-olds trying Viagra, and then they got to go get a needle in the wiener.
Yeah, because they, look, when you're 28 or younger, I mean, your junk is working at 100%. and you take vitamin V, that's going to add an additional 40%. So then you're walking around with a 140% hard-on.
Could you imagine how painful that would be after a while?
Yeah.
I mean, your buddy knew. You had to take him to the hospital.
Well,
and then,
he totally. Oh my
well, he
God.
didn't tell you what it was.
It was so embarrassing.
And then the nurse comes out and explains what's going on. You're like, great. So now I look like a homosexual. That's awesome.
I was so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed. Oh my God! It was a horrible day for the popster.
Okay, did he take you out for king dongs afterward? At least make it worth your while.
No, he was actually kind of a little worried I was going to beat the shit out of him, and I contemplated it.
But that night it's okay. You got to play Big Spoon.
Whatever. That's terrible.
Hey, I'm supposed to mess with you, man.
No,
It's
it's cool. It's cool.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
But speaking of dun dun dun, this one is just so nasty. I don't even want to talk about it. But here it
Here
is
we go.
anyway. Hunter
Oh.
Biden was caught making amateur adult films and sharing them with his dad.
Oh my God! That is beyond. That's creepy squared.
It really makes you wonder about the Ashley Biden diary, doesn't it?
Yeah. I read this earlier, and that's the first thing that came to my mind was like all the shit she was talking about in that journal, and then I see the dynamics between him and
Yeah.
his son. I'm like, holy fucking shit!
It's
Probably true.
The Daily Mail says Hunter Biden's search history revealed an obsession with Ornpay, including wincest fantasies.
What's wincest?
Incest.
Oh.
I'm trying to be speaking code.
Okay.
Cestine. 18 years old, lonely widow porn. That's fitting, considering what he did to his deceased brother's widow. Milk, crack, cocaine, Ornpay, and a litany of other equally disturbing and oddly revealing subjects.
Now listen, I'm not gonna fault the guy for looking at porn. I look at porn myself.
Yeah, most people do.
All right. But there's a lot to be said with the search history. Okay, I mean, you're getting a snapshot or a Polaroid of what's actually going on in his thinking meat.
Yeah. His laptop was full of videos of himself with working girls.
Mm-hmm.
You know that dude's penis was a petri dish of disease.
That dude's got a fucking dick worm, penis worm. Maybe he caught syphilis and it
Shit.
went to his brain. And
You get with enough working girls, you don't have dick worms, you got dick tremors. Remember that movie with the worms that go underground?
he probably caught himself a case of syphilis.
Yeah, herpagana syphilitis.
And it's in his brain pan now, eating his brain.
Yeah. Oh, I love this. Working girls are, as the public school systems now classify them, totally legitimate and worthy of respect sex workers. Now give me my taxes. In one video shared by DM, an embarrassing clip of Hunter shows him grimacing at the camera before busting ass. It's just the whole idea of this is just fucking disgusting. Could you imagine?
And you can see there's a picture of the girl.
Yeah, he's like watching 45-year-old MILF porn videos. Like, ah.
Hey, to each his own. The thing is there's one thing to watch it on TV. It's another to do it in real life. And he did it in real life with his niece and his
brother's
deceased
widow.
brother-in-law or his deceased brother's wife.
Yep.
This guy has no shame.
Yep.
And he thinks he's completely untouchable. And right now, I guess he is.
Well, I mean, just look at this face on Joe Biden. Like, is that his face when Hunter comes up to him and he's like, "Hey, Dad, check out me plowing Bozaks. Check it out there,
Wow.
man." Is that camera angle too much? I thought it might be too much balls.
Yeah, a little bit too much balls.
Yeah. If you could show anyone in your family you like impaling somebody on your pork sword, you probably have serious issues that need to be addressed. Possibly
Amen.
medication.
Amen to that.
Although if Hunter Biden's social activities are anything to go by, he's definitely been self-medicating with various types of Parmesan cheese for quite some time.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he's been using hard drugs since his college days.
Ugh.
All right, now, I had a friend of mine that messed around with nose candy, and it killed him at 42.
Yep.
It's no joke, man.
No. Now, I know dudes who have snorted their weight in cocaine, and they have BP issues. Big time.
What
Big time blood pressure issues.
Yeah.
My blood pressure skyrocketed to 215. Well.
Now, listen, I suffer from high blood pressure. It runs in my family.
Yeah. Well, you've seen some shit, too.
Well, and like when mine gets above 150, the top number goes above 150, I go right to the hospital.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not fucking around. I've literally driven to the VA hospital downtown Detroit probably 8 times in the past 15 years because of that. It just happens.
Yeah.
But, I never use cocaine or I don't use hard drugs or anything like that. The worst thing I've ever done was take marijuana gummies so I could fucking sleep.
Oh, and those work, man.
After I retired.
Yeah, don't come after us. It's legal here, man.
I'm just saying, bro. I mean, this not being able to sleep shit's getting old.
Yeah. Yeah. Your sleep is very important.
It is. It is.
It's very, very important. Even if somebody shits in your bed. So we're back to one here. Amber Turd. Jury returns verdict in favor of Johnny Depp in the Amber Heard defamation trial. Now, what really pissed me off about this, because I checked this out, they sort of ruled in favor of her too. And the lamestream media, of course, is saying, well, the jury ruled that they defamed each other. Okay, well, if you're accepting this as a matter of degree, Johnny Depp sued her for $50 million, okay? He was awarded $15 million in damages. She countersued him for $100 and was only awarded $2 million in compensatory damages and $0 in punitive damages.
Correct.
So if it's a matter of fractions, I would say they definitely believed him a hell of a lot more than they believed her.
Well, I mean, this is very common in civil suits. They usually always throw a countersuit in there, and they start it to try to intimidate you not to sue.
Yeah.
All right.
That's really all it was.
That's all it was. It's standard bullshit. And like these lawyers right here are getting, I can almost guarantee you they're getting like $2,000 an hour.
Oh, yeah.
Because they are masters at fucking bending the law and lying without lying.
Yeah. And I guarantee you, at least a portion of the jury that voted to give her the $2 million out of the settlement, they probably did it because they wanted plausible deniability from a group of people who tend to burn, loot, murder, and riot even when they get legal decisions they like.
Correct. I did see a video where they talked to one of the jurors who wanted to remain anonymous. And the $15 million settlement was basically they compromised with everyone in the jury pool because a lot of them were like, if we have to give them X amount of dollars, we're not going to agree. So they actually they brought the number way down.
Yeah, never mind like the actual legit number of dollars that he has burned through in court fees, paying off her fucking debts.
$6 million.
Yeah, never mind all that. And the tens of millions that he's no longer going to get because of being kicked out of the Pirates franchise and the Fantastic Beasts franchise.
And both those franchises are done now.
Yeah.
And
without Johnny Depp, they don't have anything.
Yeah, listen, I am not going to go watch Pirates of the Caribbean without Johnny Depp.
I was done after the third one. I haven't watched either. I was on Stranger Tides and Dead Men Tell No Tales. I didn't give two fucks. I was like, okay, as far as I'm concerned, the story is done. And now we're just trying to make money.
Yeah. I haven't watched the last 2 movies. So
yeah. No, if you could look here carefully in my hands, you see the amount of fucks that I get.
Yeah, but Hollywood is shit in the bed left and right. They're running out of sheets to wipe their ass with.
It's what they do, man.
I mean, look at all the flops.
Well, how deep in debt is Disney now? Like $45 billion?
Those fuckers need to be taken out.
How are they still buying up other studios when they're that deep in debt? I thought only the government could be run that shitty and still somehow manage to...
Well, listen, I'm going to be honest.
Pay everyone.
When you're a big corporation like that, a lot of banks will bend over backwards to loan them money.
Ugh.
And that's just the nature of the beast.
It's pathetic. But Amber Heard is not going to be paying out anytime soon, unfortunately. Of course, she says, well, I can't afford to pay for it, so I'm going to have to file an appeal.
On what grounds?
Yeah, it's hilarious here. It's a horrible message. It's a setback, a significant setback, because that's exactly what it means, whatever the fuck that means. The lawyer went on to say that unless you pull out your phone and you video your spouse or your significant other beating you effectively, you won't be believed. That's called
Evidence.
Evidence. Proof.
Yeah. Listen, that's
She
where
had no proof of being beaten other than photos that were proven to be doctored, using a compact to cover up the bruises that wasn't even invented yet.
Yeah. But the thing is, the founding fathers of this country put together a legal system because they saw what happened to other people in other countries.
Yep.
All right. And this is what you get. This is how it's supposed to work. But now they're complaining that it should be done by experts and blah, blah. Listen, I'm sorry. You bring it to a jury of your fucking peers. That is about as fair as I think it can get.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, I'm a firm believer in our legal system for the most part. The only thing that bothers me is this qualified immunity that everyone involved in that gets a free pass to violate your constitutional rights and literally kill you.
Yep.
I have a problem with that. I really do.
I have a problem with that as well. I also have a problem with her stupid lawyer going on. She continued to insist that the jury had been influenced by public opinion during the trial. She said they've been impacted by outside ideas, including social media, despite strict orders from the judge not to read anything about the case. Okay. So mistrial for Derek Chauvin?
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, what's good for the geese is good for the gander, correct?
Okay. This is what happens when you defame somebody to the point where you ruin their life and they take you to court and every fucking thing you say is a goddamn lie.
Yeah.
The jury literally quit believing anything she said after like the first 2 days.
Well, I mean, shit. I thought that she was a bad actress before.
They only hired
You put her in, I mean, without the cameras on her, she's even worse.
Well, my thing is they only hired her because she's, back in the day, she was the tasty dish. Now
Yeah.
she's 36, coming up on 37.
Not so much anymore.
38 is the magic number in Hollywood. Most women, when they get to 38 and they had good careers up to that point, it like goes cold and it's like, oh yeah. I'm making all this money. Oh, I'm at the top of my, ew. Where men will go up and up till 50 and they'll coast until they want to retire.
Yeah.
I mean,
just look at Tom Cruise. Holy shit. $145 million opening for Top Gun Maverick. Congratulations.
Yeah, but you know, the left complained because it's too patriotic.
It's too patriotic. America bad.
Listen, the Democrats are communists. You need to realize that. Do not support them in any way, shape, or form, and let it die on the vine.
Yeah. If this country's too patriotic for you, even though it's one of the only countries on the planet where you can freely talk shit about it publicly and nothing will happen to you, try going to an Islamic state and talking shit about, you know, their caliphate or whatever the hell you want to call it, and see how that works out for you, especially with the stupid shit that I see you people marching in the streets
my
wearing.
God.
Go take a vagina hat to Saudi Arabia and see what happens.
That'd be comedy gold, man.
If you came home at all, because it would probably be in a body bag, but if you came home still alive, something tells me you would have a very, very renewed sense of appreciation for the Constitution.
And here's another Islamic country which is incredibly civilized. You know, Singapore.
Yeah.
If you fuck up in there, they will cane the skin off your back. They will fuck you up. Yeah. Yeah, but this country's so terrible. Oh, shut up. And listen, when $8 a gallon is the gas prices across the country, you just fucking wait.
Yep. It's going to get nasty. But I'm sure in the meantime, we're all waiting for one of two things to happen. Either Amber Heard is going to file for bankruptcy so she can get out from under this, or OnlyFans, here we come.
Yeah, and listen, she doesn't even have enough money to pay back $13 million.
No, I think her net worth is around 8 or 9.
She's screwed. And she can file for bankruptcy, but Johnny is still going to get that money.
Yep.
All right. So I really want to see her as a greeter in Walmart.
But you know what really, really threw me for a loop today?
Yeah.
Is I found myself agreeing with Chunk Yogurt.
All right. First
of
of
the
all,
young turds.
I am not a fan
No.
of anyone that works in that fucking
The young
crazy-
turds. They had them and Amber have that much in common.
Yeah.
But check this out here. He says, Amber Heard said that her court loss was a setback for women. Yes, brought to you by Amber Heard. The jury didn't believe her at all in making allegations that lacked credibility hurts every woman who has abuse to report. She should be looking inward for responsibility.
We've been saying that for years.
He got it right.
Yeah.
If the sun shines on a dog's ass once in a while, I guess.
Yeah. Listen,
Wow.
sexual assault, especially rape, is terrible. In my opinion, rape is worse than death. That's just my opinion, of course. And back in the day, if you were convicted of rape, it was a fucking death penalty. And they have cheapened it to the point where it's insane.
I mean, when over 40% of the allegations are false, proven.
Oh, no, unfounded.
No, false.
Okay. Well,
But
normally
the vast majority are unfounded. But in the particular study that I am quoting, like this is a legit study, over 40% of them were false because they were admitted to.
we need to put a link in the.
That's the Canaan study. It's available in the National Library of Medicine. So
Okay.
check it out.
Yeah.
I've linked to it several times before.
Well, I know a couple of police chiefs, and I talked to them about this, and they're like, well, to be politically correct for years, they just call it unfounded.
Yeah. But we all know what that really means.
Yeah, that means you lied.
Yep.
In my opinion, if you fucking have a dude arrested and go through the criminal court and it's unfounded, the person making the claims needs to get sued into the Stone Age, along with the police department, the prosecutor, the city,
The law,
the county,
judge,
and
the
the
butcher, the
state.
baker, the candlestick maker, they all were home when you left.
Sue them all.
Yep.
Fuck.
It's not all good news because somebody decided to reply to Chunk Yogurt's tweet.
Oh, here we go.
And
before we go there, let me make a prediction.
Wow.
It's probably a feminist, and she's going to say that she supports Amber, and what happened is going to basically keep other women from coming forward.
Well, that's basically been the line, hasn't it? So here it is.
Oh, here.
From Ronnie Bateman. The court's got it wrong. This is exactly why victims don't come forward in domestic violence cases should only be determined by experts. Okay, who are these so-called experts?
And
Dementia Biden, who was one of the co-authors of VAWA,
But
from the political party that can't even decide what a woman is anymore?
Well, this tweet, she says, determined by experts. That means we're going to do away with the legal system we have and go back to something that is incredibly unfair, unjust, because so-called experts. You know what countries are doing that right now? Pretty much all of them. And I would say China and Russia are at the top of the list.
Yeah. Yeah, when you no longer have juries, you have tribunals. You're fucked.
Well, tribunals. Listen, the military uses military tribunals. It does work. If you put if the three people on the tribunal are, non-biased.
I just want to know who these experts are.
Who the fuck are these experts?
And who are you going to find to agree on them all?
Correct. You have to have evidence. You have to look at it logically without emotion involved and prove or disprove the accusation.
Yeah, because according to the lamestream media, they're supposedly a pillar of Fourth Estate ethics. Anthony Fauci, flip-flop Fauci, is an expert. And he has been wrong about everything.
That dude is wronger than two boys fucking, and that's why he couldn't cure AIDS.
He is AIDS. We have another one here. We're going over to a Facebook cocky on this one, and we got a witch. And she's apparently going to curse Johnny Depp. Mr. Depp, the witches around the world are cursing you. You burn a witch for her truth. We know the truth, and you have decimated it for your own power. How? She doesn't explain. Yeah. Everything you touch will fail. The universe is never wrong. And yet, by that logic, the universe
was correct in this
case because he won.
Yeah, he won.
With facts, logic, reason, and evidence.
Correct. And it was glorious watching his attorney just eviscerate the other side.
Oh, his attorney is a freaking tiger.
She's a cunt. I would not want to have that woman mad at me. I don't know.
No. Oh, but if you want to make fun of some of these ladies on your own, well, I'm sure that there's some male feminists in here, too, hoping that they can break off a piece if they orbit these disgusting, vile sacks of garbage long enough. You can go on to Facebook, facebook.com/groups/I stand with Amber Heard. There's the fake photo there that's been debunked more times than Santa Claus. Kayleen Peters, hello, please tell me good things about Amber Heard. Well, she looked good naked 10 years ago.
Yep. And I left some comments on this site. I think they deleted them.
The copium being dispersed here in handfuls is just hysterical. Look at this. The verdict is shameful. I was told by an ex-friend years ago that she had never seen my ex-husband hit me. Of course not. These things happen behind closed doors. Also, there's a question about why he would want to marry an abusive person after some years of cohabitation. Did Amber's team ask him that? No, because he's not abusive.
All right, leave a comment right there at the top on that one right there on the Facebook.
I'm not going to leave a comment.
Why not?
Because I don't want to.
I'm trying to pick a fight.
Do it on your own time. I'm
trying to pick a fight in real time.
Want to deal with these freaking whores?
All right. Whatever.
I don't do like this is how I get out my frustrations. Mm-hmm. Internet blood sports to me is a waste of time.
Yeah, I know, but I love to pick fights with these stupid cunts.
I know. That's all you. I just not my jam because
not my deal.
Arguing with idiots is fruitless. They will drag you down to their level and then beat you with experience every single time.
Absolutely correct.
So, yeah.
I got you. All right, I got you.
That is my reasoning behind that.
All right.
Oh, let's do a quick roll call, shall we?
All right, roll call.
We're doing very healthy tonight. We got 960 people currently watching over on YouTube, but only 419 likes. Guys, you are more than 50% behind the curve.
Yeah.
You need to get it. Do it now. MGTOW.tv is sitting at 46. We got 497 watching over on Rumble. How's everyone doing? 69 on Odyssey. 69 can be a pretty good Odyssey as long as you got a chick who washes and shaves. 52 on DLive, and Twitch is 70. It said 69 also, and then it ticked up and
all right.
Whatever. Well, I read it accurately.
We're doing pretty good.
2 69s in one night is not a bad thing, though. It's just my personal opinion.
Well, it all depends if stuff gets caught in your nose.
That's a true story.
It's a bad day.
But I think it's time for some administrative violence sneak peek. What do you say?
How many minutes long is that?
It's about 5 minutes long. So
right.
I know that you took your blood pressure medication before you came, so you have time to drain the main vein. If you guys haven't seen it yet, this is probably the best administrative violence clip that I could show you.
Yeah, this is the best one. Explains exactly what I'm trying to convey in this course.
Yes. So if you guys haven't purchased it yet and you're kind of on the fence and you're thinking about it, links are in the description. Enjoy.
Feast your eyes on Western bureaucracy. It is a clusterfuck of inefficiency, but it is a very effective weapon if you can learn how to unleash that bureaucracy upon your target.
Oh, whatever.
If you are caught in divorce or family court, and you're only fighting within that system, you're going to develop tunnel vision. You will not be able to maneuver, and you will get fucked. Look at all these cogs that you potentially can have working for you. The best way to flesh this out is with an ironclad example. And since this is the divorce and custody edition,
You are getting divorced and you are fighting for your kids. Because this war started in divorce and family court, it is a mistake to just focus on that. Now that is a valid battlefront and you need to keep that bitch in court as long as possible. But you can't stop there. If you're focusing on just one battlefront, well, that's all she has to focus on as well. And it doesn't help when that battlefield is rigged against you. If divorce court was tennis, you'd be playing a single game against a two-person team. And you would have a ball and chain around your ankle. Good luck with that. And the whole net is moved in their direction 10 feet, so they have all the opportunities to score on you. You see now why we're using the multi-prong attack? Let us begin. You noticed I call this a war and not a battle, because a war takes place on multiple fronts and it is huge. If we focus just on Japan during World War II, I have a feeling a lot more people right now would be speaking German. You have to fight this war on all the fronts simultaneously. And in all war, there's a few basic rules that are always followed if you want to win. The 3 basic rules here are: number 1, cut off the supply chain. Number 2, pin them in and take away their maneuverability. And number 3, you keep that motherfucker busy and make him burn through all their resources.
Yeah!
And you can do a lot of that with basic misdirection, which magicians have mastered. The hand waving in your face is not the one going around back and stealing your wallet, I'm just saying. But divorce and family court, that could be the hand that you're waving in their face to distract them. Let's just say your ex is a doctor or nurse and they have access to the good shit. You know what I mean. The hospital board, or 3 members of this board, get anonymous complaints that this particular individual is removing drugs from the grounds and selling them on the black market. Ooh, there'll be some questions asked now, won't there? And some of those questions might get asked by the police because you're involving them at the same time. How did the police get involved in this? Well, let's just say some more anonymous letters using the 3x3 rule got sent to the local high school. It could just happen to be the local high school where your kids attend. And these letters, well, they're coming from concerned parents because their kids had drugs that they acquired from X.
Psychological warfare. Yeah!
You just wait until the principal of a high school calls the police and says, I have information that my students are getting drugs from X. They will be all over you like white on rice. And you want to know how you can turn up the pressure even more? Well, you got the police involved investigating a drug thing. It only makes sense that you call CPS because you're concerned about your children. And of course, there'll be several anonymous complaints right on the tail of that phone call just to supercharge the system even more. And we all know CPS is corrupt as fuck. The minute they get involved, it's all over. As soon as the police get involved, and that investigation includes children and drugs, that bitch is getting canned like tuna, and she probably smells like it too. So now she has no job. She's not earning any income, and you've effectively destroyed their supply lines. And that is with just 3 cogs of the bureaucracy working against her. And because you've destroyed the supply lines, they are pinned down in a 3-way battle. You're keeping them busy. Now, I know you're going to say, Pop, this is so unethical. Well, it is. Ethics, they didn't really come into the equation when you were made homeless, when they took your children, and they're taking 70% of your take-home fucking pay. After all, you're not doing anything illegal because tip lines are not truth lines.
You smell that? Smells like scorched girth, and that's coming on Sunday.
Now listen, I'm going to be honest. This has to be done. The system is so fucking corrupt.
When you look at the Johnny Depp trial and everything that he had to go through, including this bullshit decision from the British High Court where they didn't allow him to disseminate virtually any of his evidence, this is absolutely necessary.
And can you imagine what would have happened to Miss Heard if all of a sudden she gets a DWI and there's drugs in the fucking car? You know, you could do that. Then you could have the tax man show up, the state and the federal, of course.
Yeah.
In California, the state's worse. I mean, you could really, he could have ruined her fucking life.
And there was no accountability or consistency with any of these arguments for people who are standing up for her. Apparently, his past of nothing but drug and alcohol abuse, which accounts for, 90% of Hollywood, probably more, that's relevant. Her being arrested for domestic violence in a prior relationship, though, that was just a misunderstanding. Like, we're not going to talk about that at all.
And listen, a lot of these techniques that I've actually counseled people to use, and one individual who comes to mind, I'm not going to say his name, quite literally, she made false accusations for IPRA.
Ooh.
And it ruined him. He spent all of his money, all of his 401k, everything to defend against it, and he still had to take a bullshit plea because he ran out of money. Because that's what prosecutors do. They postpone, and they run the clock until you run out of cash. He ran out of resources. So he took a plea. He's royally fucked, but he's used a lot of my techniques, and the ex that basically accused him of that got her fired. Made sure she couldn't work anywhere because he kept using these techniques. Tax audits. He had OSHA show up. I mean, literally screwed her, and EPA.
Wow.
Like, it was unbelievable. And like, it's been 8 years. And he's got on with his life and he's doing okay, but he still writes those letters and fucked her life 3 ways. And of course, she doesn't have a criminal record now, but she's penniless. Her credit score, like when he checked, was like 415.
Ouch.
I mean, that's lower than bankruptcy levels.
Damn.
So, I mean, listen, you can use this for revenge as well.
Yeah, we're not saying that you should do that. This is for entertainment purposes only.
Yeah, I know, but listen.
But it's very...
there's 2 choices you have when somebody ruins your life.
A lot of applications.
You can go option 1, where you go 100% dynamic and start slinging stuff at maximum effective range, and that's usually frowned upon. Or you can fight back from the shadows. I prefer that.
And that's exactly what administrative violence teaches you how to do.
Mm-hmm. Love it.
It's a thing of beauty.
Oh yeah.
This woman is kinda. I mean, she's
all right.
She's fast approaching the wall. We've talked about this chick before. You remember the one who was hospitalized for selling her farts? She was selling them for like $5,000 a jar or some shit.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Or she was making like $5,000 a week or something. It was some sort of insane number. Now she's selling her boob sweat for $5,000 a day.
God damn.
I mean, there is no shortage of simpage out there, ladies and germs.
This is terrible.
I
cannot believe dudes are forking out this kind of cash for this bitch.
Yeah, she had to stop the flatulence sale because of the heart attack scare. And now she's selling her titty sweat to people who I'm sure are going to take that and put it into their vape pen and be like, this must be what evil tastes like. Oh! That's how it's going to go down, man.
That's pretty much what's going to happen.
And then this happens. Oh!
Bastard.
I didn't throw a straw at you all day on Tuesday. I feel ashamed.
I know.
I'm ashamed.
What are you going to do?
I need to up my game.
Dude.
What?
Stop it.
Oh, no. Oh, and by the way, speaking of stop it, later on when we go to New Tech to read your super chats, we got some fucked up but funny videos. Oh, you guys are going to love this.
Oh, it's going to be good.
Oh, it's going to be really good. This is not good. This is one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. But here it is. Canada celebrates Vulva and Vagina Day without mentioning who owns them.
What?
Yeah. So,
What?
Apparently, this liberal lunatic announced that May 31st is Vulva and Vagina Day in Canada. That's not a thing, but apparently she wants to make it one. Pam Damoff, member of parliament, and she stood up in front of everyone and said vulva and vagina over and over again. Vaginas and vulvas are a source of strength, empowerment, and pleasure, she expressed in what was basically a version of her very own vagina monologue that no one signed up for.
Yep.
But yet in her entire speech, she did not once mention the word women. Instead, she referred to females as half the world's population.
Yeah. Well, it's 51%, actually.
Yeah. I just... Why?
Well, because you have to be a biologist to basically define a woman, and most people are not actual certified biologists.
I mean,
Never mind common sense.
I just can't imagine somebody being so brain dead and so woke that their fear of misgendering someone with a vagina
Overrules
logic to the point where she actually rolled abortion rights into this.
Oh, my God.
So she's terrified of misgendering anyone with a vagina, but killing infants, totally fine.
She needs to sort out her priorities.
What he said.
Yeah, this is listen, I've said it before. Abortion is fucking murder.
Yes, it is.
All right? It is. And listen, especially if you're aborting a child after it could be viable outside the womb, that's straight up murder.
Yeah. If you're over 24 weeks, that child is viable.
Yep.
And the vast majority of Americans do not want abortion after 24 weeks. Most don't want it after 12. So when the left tells you, well, but the majority of Americans think that abortion should be legal. Yeah, they think that abortion should be legal with limitations and severe restrictions.
Correct.
Because these people are using it as fucking birth control.
That is some vile, evil shit right there.
If you take into account all the things that the left loves to throw at you, rape, incest, medical problems, blah, 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 and you give concessions for all of that and restrict everything else, you're still getting rid of over 95% of all abortion. I could live with that. And so could the children that you love to kill, and then stand on their bodies while screaming that we should take away people's guns because you care about the children.
Wow.
Can you pick a side,
Yeah,
please?
that's another thing I'm really upset with, this whole gun control thing. It shall not be infringed.
Yeah.
It's just that simple. And this violence we're having is because you broke the fucking family.
Yep.
And now you're seeing the structure, which is our civilization, crumble.
Yeah. And there's very few examples better than this one. Jimmy Bones sent this to me yesterday.
Jimmy Bones. My boy.
This whole being afraid to misgender people with vaginas, women, is reaching fever pitch.
It's stupid.
As of April 19th, I'm surprised we missed this one, midwives are being told to call vagina front hole or genital opening in order to avoid offending pregnant Decepticon parents.
And I bet you this is from England or France or something.
Yeah. The Brighton Sussex University Hospitals
There
NHS
you go.
Trust.
Listen,
There you go.
I'm sorry. I am not changing the fucking language or the punctuation rules or ignoring logic and reason because you have hurt feelings because I might call you a woman instead of a man. Fuck off. I will call you what you visually look like, and that is about it.
That's really about all you can hope.
Now, listen, if you're a cross-dresser and you can pull it off, you look like a chick, I'll talk to you like a chick. But
hopefully you don't get crying gamed.
Oh, yeah. That's not going to happen. No.
That'd be so messed up.
No, you listen.
I could imagine like you and me in a bar, we're getting drunk. I think that's a dude pop. No, man. It's a chick.
No, I always do the Crocodile Dundee checks.
And then you come back from the bathroom and you're all depressed. What's wrong, Pop? She had an Adam's apple. Oh, the clip froze.
Oh, no.
I really wanted to use that one. It's Razor Fist going, fuck you, I was right, fuck you, I was right, fuck you. I hate it when the clip freezes.
That's a good one.
I had that all set up.
Damn. What do you got?
damn it.
Murphy.
Murphy's a cold, hard, sadistic son of a bitch with an 18-inch stainless steel strap-on.
And that would be a good comedy skit where we have like a fax machine. The fax comes through and like, all right, I guess we got to go cut the battery cable at 115 Blackstone. And then we have to go to Albany and make sure there's no salt on the ice out front. I think that'd be great.
Because I can't believe that this is becoming. I mean, it's not even mainstream. This shit.
No.
This is a very loud, whiny, bitchy fringe of the population, and for some reason, everyone is throwing their weight behind it because I guess population, depopulation and population control is something that they really want.
Yeah, it's obvious now.
I mean, just look at the responses to this tweet here where they've, finally posted this shit up on here. So midwives are told not to use the term vagina and should instead refer to it as a front hole or genital opening. We are now rewriting biology and science to appease a minority's feelings. Michelle Connolly says, can we just start saying no?
That's right.
As a woman/mother, I have a vagina, and I find it offensive that the trans community thinks it's their right to expect us to change the names of our biological organs.
Absolutely correct. You should not be changing your fucking your language because of 1/3 of 1% of the population.
Yeah, it's
fuck. There has to be a point where you just say fuck you.
It's fucking disgraceful.
Yeah.
And then you have these feminists who think they can be feminists and support this lunacy. You can't. Because feminism is what paved the way for the erasure of women in collegiate sports.
Well, no, that's coming.
It's on its way, yeah.
It's on its way. They started this.
I mean, the backlash is here, and it's fast and fierce, but at the end of the day, the only thing that is going to make these people stand up and take notice is when you take away their fucking money. And for some reason, that seems to be too big of a concept for many people to wrap their mind around.
Here's another thing. You just ignore them and don't give them your time or resources, and they'll die on the vine.
Yeah.
Just fucking ignore them.
Just ignore them, yeah. Like, we did a video for supporters earlier this week about the Detroit Tigers donating their Pride Night proceeds to Decepticon surgeries for kids. Freeze these motherfuckers into poverty.
That's right. You just fucking ignore them. Don't give them your time or your money or one splinter of your resources. Just
inflation is through the roof. Save your money by spending it where it needs to go, and it most certainly does not need to go to these woke-tastic pieces of shit.
No, it doesn't.
And here's an article here. This is from March last year by David Randall, PhD. I'm not going to go through the whole thing here, but there's definitely some great points. All sources available on redonkulas.com. Woke biology. Politicization comes to the hard sciences. Regrettably, academia's cultural revolution is no longer confined to places like the English and sociology departments. The woke cadres have also begun to assault the sciences, which previously seemed like a bastion of sanity. For example, numerous scientists in solidarity, including several in Oklahoma higher education, exactly where you think you're going to find them, right, are now telling us that defining gender based on genitalia and chromosomes is inconsistent with science.
Okay, so wait a minute. You're looking at something that you can actually prove with logic, reason, and physical evidence.
Not only can you look at it, like let's say it's standing in front of you naked, you can tell exactly what it is, male or female, and then on top of that, you can take blood from that thing, put it under a microscope, and you can prove it even further with chromosomes
That's
and
absolutely
DNA.
correct. Yeah, you cannot erase the
that's
DNA footprint.
inconsistent with science.
Yeah,
now.
okay. Yeah, that is insane.
Yeah, totally. It's like puking on a pile of shit.
Oh my!
And then, let's see, moreover, scientists nationwide, including some from the University of Oklahoma and Oklahoma State University, have signed up for anti-racisms by such mean as #ShutDownSTEM as a part of a strike for Black Lives. And the University of Oklahoma's Department of Biology actually endorsed and participated in Shut Down STEM. So now, because a particular group of people are not represented in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, now we just have to shut the whole thing down, just like they're doing with advanced placement programs because they're white supreme pizza.
Most, I wouldn't say most, but a large percentage of people in those advanced placement are Oriental.
Yeah, but apparently they don't count now as a minority.
Yeah.
Even though they're actually a smaller segment of the population than the blacks.
Yeah, and like this whole thing it's just ridiculous. Like, listen, white people are like in the middle of the earning curve.
Yeah, if you arrange the top 10 or the top 50 earning ethnicities in the United States, you got to go down
15.
15 to
Just to
find
get to
one
white
that's
people.
actually white.
Yeah, like if this nation and our culture was all about white supremacy, they'd be at the top.
And if it was really about helping marginalized communities, people who only represent 10 to 11% of the population, like Asians, then we wouldn't automatically cast them aside because they happen to be successful in the face of a narrative that really, really wants you to believe that being a minority explains your entire destiny as an oppressed group.
Couldn't have said it better.
All right, then.
That was the thug life right
Back
there.
off!
We need to put together a video where we just show thug lives back to back.
This just blows my mind, man. Where did these people come from, and why the hell have they gained so much political
Now,
traction?
why the fuck are we listening to these people? I listen. I know why. Why. Because people are fucking weak.
Yep.
They don't want to argue. They don't want to have any conflict, and they allow this shit to exist because of that fact. You need to grow a pair of balls, stand the fuck up, and say, no, this is stupid. It's not following science. It's opinion and emotion horse shit. And emotion and opinions change.
Mm-hmm. And not only is this attacking academia, like real science and things like that we're supposed to be learning in higher education, now it's attacking our art as well. Physical art.
Here we go.
A beautiful afternoon in Summertown, Oxford. Deeply honored to be asked to unveil Women of Our Times, a moving graphic representation of modern femininity.
Yeah.
And apparently modern femininity is a woman with a dick and a bear cub on her head.
Yeah, listen, somebody needs to tie a chain around that and drag it down the street. That's just stupid.
Yeah.
And this in Oxford, that's in England, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Listen, I know we have a lot of people from England that watch our show, and my heart goes out to you because your government is fucking lost it. And I had a comment.
And ours isn't much better. Let's just be completely honest.
There was a comment that was put on one of our videos, and it's absolutely correct. And what he said was, the left has the tendencies that of women, and the right has the tendencies of men.
Yep. The left is purely fueled by emotion. They have emotionalized their politics to the point where any dissenting opinion is taken as a personal attack.
Yeah, and they want to go along to get along.
Yep. And just like the daycare generation, where most of them have either grown up in daycare or at the very least without a father at home, when you've got 25 kids trying to get the attention of one authority figure, the only way to do that is to scream, cry, and throw tantrums. And guess what? They carry that with them into adulthood because they're trying to get the attention of the authority figures at the top, right?
Yep.
So what do? Burn, loot, murder, and riot.
Now listen, I don't agree with any of that shit that happened, but I understand why it happened. And a lot of the reason why it happened is a lot of pent-up frustration over this qualified immunity. I mean, quite frankly, in some states that had the 3 strikes and you're out, cops were arresting people and charging them with felonies, and because they knew they were going to go to prison for the rest of their fucking life.
Yeah.
Okay, and like anything could be a felony nowadays.
Yeah.
It's insane.
The thing is, I wish that was really all it was the qualified immunity thing. Because if that's really what it was all about, then BLM would have joined the people protesting the lockdowns.
Correct.
They
It's not.
didn't.
No, it's not. They're useful idiots, and there's an unseen hand, directing them.
Yeah.
And listen, I don't know who the unseen hand is, but I know it's there because
At this point, I mean, everybody likes to say the Soros boogeyman thing. I'm sure he's a big part of it.
that guy needs to get a Moab dropped on his house. Or something. I mean, I'm going to be honest.
He's an evil sack of shit.
Yeah, he's an evil sack of shit, and he's wanted by several governments.
Yeah.
Why they haven't got him is beyond me.
And why people over here will just wash their hands of the dirty money that he's pumping into these elections to get these crooked fucking politicians and district attorneys elected. Mm-hmm. He's pumping money into the fiery but peaceful protest via his non-profit groups and all this other shit. And he's not the only one.
Yeah, and he's basically funded all kinds of prosecutors in these blue hellhole states to look the other way. And you have conservatives going to prison, and you have guys doing actual fucking crime getting released over and over and over again to continue.
Yep.
That needs to stop as well.
And when your government rolls over on its back and starts allowing for things like welfare, student loans, all of these things that are tax subsidized, which you are forced to pay at the point of a gun, essentially, at that point.
Absolutely correct.
This is the kind of window that you open with that corruption. And then once that window is open, the shit stank from the female fart nuke starts to drift in because the 19th Amendment was a fucking mistake.
Well, listen, the 19th Amendment, it should have been put in place saying, if you want to have this, you have to do exactly what men do. That means you have to be available for the draft.
Yep.
You need to be available for fire detail. You need to be available to get deputized into a posse. All right. You need to make yourself available for all of the fucking bad stuff to get the good stuff. And we literally gave them that for free. That is a mistake.
Yeah.
Listen, nobody appreciates shit when you give it to them for free.
No.
All right.
I mean, think about that. Feminism, they will still insist that it's about equality, but their first feminist victory came with special dispensation. And they have expected that with every victory that they have gotten with their so-called equality ever since. And now what do you have when 50-some-odd% of kids are being born out of wedlock? I'll take it from Tuesday's stream. Selfish, lazy, affluent, violently emotional, and stupid people. Slaves.
Yep. The useful idiots of the world.
Yeah, raging sack of cackaholics. What a time to be alive, man. What a time to be alive.
Oh, my God.
Joe Biden's America. Whew. Yeah, stop suffrage, please. You remember that Jimmy Kimmel skit back when he was funny on the Man Show? They used to send this teenage kid around, and he got women to sign a petition to end women's suffrage because they were stupid and didn't know what the fuck it was.
I love the one where he had the kids selling beer.
Yes. What happened to you, Jimmy Kimmel? You
sold out.
Sell out.
You
fucking
sold out,
chill, man. And yet Adam Carolla is still fucking Adam Carolla.
Well, hang on. All right. So there are so many people who are here on Earth at any given time that have a mission. And I have seen a lot of individuals who have been blessed by the universe be corrupted.
Yeah.
And he's one of them.
Absolutely.
You know, it breaks my heart. Like Eddie Murphy, he was killing it when he was doing Raw and talked about some of the male-female dynamics, and he retired. We haven't heard from him in years.
Yep.
I mean, God. Chappelle, I would say he's at the forefront doing the right thing the universe wants him to do. Because, listen, this is going to tear us apart. It's going to get ugly.
Yeah. And people like Chappelle are instrumental in the movement against it.
Yep.
Because the best way to combat something this ludicrous, this anti-logic, anti-science, anti-reason, is with unadulterated, relentless mockery.
I'm cool with that.
Sorry. Just rip it apart, and do not be afraid to do so publicly. I understand that in the age of social media, it is really tempting to just hold your mouth and keep your peace because you don't want to get dogpiled. At the end of the day, These people are going to keep filing off edges and filing off edges because they're too offensive or too whatever until one day you've been sitting comfortably in the same place the whole time holding your tongue. Next thing you know, the new edge is you.
Yeah, the new edge is you.
And you're going to get filed off and cast into the discount bin.
Absolutely correct.
It's a bunch of shit.
Dude, I just cannot believe how far we've fallen in the past 5 years.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And if you need it in a picture form, Demi Lovato, remember this. Everything woke turns to shit.
That's absolutely correct. Now, she used to be incredibly hot.
Yeah.
And now she is...
That woman on the left there,
that was a very attractive woman.
yeah.
And look at her now.
Yeah, I'd ride her hard and put her away wet.
Well, if you look at like her waistline and below, she has basically acquired full Tyrannosaurus rexitis.
Oh, yeah.
And that's where your arms shrink up, your gums recede, and all you can do is stomp around going, I mean, wow.
Fuck. Demi Lovato, what happened, man? It wasn't that long ago that she was like, she was inching her way up into the perfect tens, the unicorns, and then all of a sudden she took a hard 180-degree U-turn into Shitsville.
And you know what? She was married to what's his face?
Was she married?
She was married. Well, the one she got married and then got divorced to get with Ashton Kutcher.
You're talking about Demi Moore, not Demi Lovato.
I said Demi Lovato or Demi Moore. It looked like
Demi Moore is the one who was with Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah.
And she's like 50, 60 years old.
Yeah. Well, the thing is,
Demi Lovato looking like that is in her 20s.
well, I'm just saying about Demi Moore.
Yeah.
Like if you look at her pictures now, she looks terrible.
Oh, yeah.
And it's the same thing. And like her husband knew she was going down a bad way, so he handled it perfectly. He's like, you want it? Okay, I'll just back up and you can do your thing. You want to bang Ashton Kutcher? Go to it. That's all fine.
Yeah, have fun.
And he went on to do great things, and now she's a fucking forgotten train wreck. That happens to so many women.
It is what it is.
Look, if you have a good thing, ride it into the beach. Don't look for a better thing because you're probably not going to find it.
Yeah.
So, that's my point here. It's like a lot of these women, they look great in their youth and they abuse it and they forget opportunities or they purposely don't want these opportunities because they think they're getting a better shot down the road.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, the wall hits, they get train wrecked, and there's nothing.
Well, I mean, you watch these wretched females on the Fresh and Fit podcast.
Oh, my God!
Who have OnlyFans accounts, and they think that the money that they're bringing in now is just going to last forever. So they're buying all the expensive shit, the Coach purses, the shoes, the big fancy apartments, and then in 6 months, just like a computer, you're obsolete.
It's called the NFL bankruptcy.
Yeah, the next best thing always comes along very quickly.
Yeah, a lot of these football players that get these $1 million contracts that go fucking hog wild, they think it's going to last forever. And then all of a sudden, their career's over and they're homeless or they're penniless. It happens all the time.
And you did it to yourself.
Yeah. And wow.
Oh,
Listen,
well.
it'd be cool if, pulling down, 10, 20, 30,000 a month. But, at my age, would I go crazy? No, I'd invest it.
Exactly.
I would do stuff with the money and make the money work for you.
Yeah. I mean, the money that we're bringing in from administrative violence is getting reinvested back into the show.
Correct. I'm trying to get a billboard for "Don't Marry the Bitch,"
which Billy Von Baum graciously bestowed the domain upon us. If you go and type in don'tmarrythebitch.com, it will redirect you to the Redonkulas.
I thought it was "Don't Marry That Bitch."
Don't marry that bitch? Well, let me check it out.
Yeah, I think it's "Don't Marry That Bitch."
I'm going to check it here. Nope, it's don'tmarrythebitch.com.
Check out and see if they got that. Put that in there too. See if they got them both.
Check it out. You don't ask for much, do you, Pop?
I just think it'd be cool.
Oh,
we got it! Boom! both.
Got them both.
I didn't. Thank you, Von Baum. I didn't know you got them both.
Oh, man, you're not just the master of deep fakes. You are a gentleman and a scholar.
Oh, my God.
Oh, and by the way, if you were watching on Tuesday, you know that number on the board said 437. We're now at 438. We got a YouTube comment yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah. And I forwarded the email and no,
yeah,
listen,
man.
it's the numbers going up one at a time. Listen, most people go their entire life and don't save anyone.
Yeah. And I'm glad that I got to be a part of it. Hell yeah.
Go watch that Fresh and Fit podcast I was on, and I dumped the dog tags. You'll love it.
Absolutely. All right, it is 9:15. We're going to be making the jump to new tech after we do one final roll call.
Let's see what we got here.
Make sure you guys look for links to where we're going to be doing the fucked up but funny videos and your super chats after we jump to new tech. We got 949 still watching on YouTube. Make sure you guys smash those likes. Same thing on MGTOW. 54 viewers, only 18 likes. Smash it! Rumble is sitting proud at 650 with a $50 donation from Geek3742.
Thank you.
Hey, you bunch of tonsil-licking tallowackers. This box is too small for my rant. Check your email. Maybe a thug life in there.
Oh.
I'm looking forward to it. We're going to read it after the jump. Odyssey is sitting at 90. Thank you very much. DLive is 60, and Twitch is 81 and climbing.
All right.
All right, YouTube. We're going to take our leave of you. Look for those links in the chat. Enjoy the music. We'll be back with you shortly.